Paul's Cathedral, London. That's right. Happily still standing after so much that has taken place in recent years. And to many of us, it's a symbol of something that will surely survive any other trials that may yet be in store. This may be the reason why a number of people banded themselves together to make this picture possible. In the order of their appearance, these are the players who took part. Many others offered their services but could not eventually appear through no fault of their own. The main point was the eagerness of everyone to take part in a job of real teamwork. Of course, it takes more than actors to make a picture, and we were fortunate in being able to make use of many offers of assistance, among them these writers. Also, these directors and producers contributed their time and skill. We have called the picture Forever and a Day was finally made possible only through the cordial cooperation of all the Hollywood studios and the technical branches of the industry. May we hope that this truly cooperative effort may symbolize the common effort of ourselves and our allies to make secure the ideals for which this picture stands.
Paper, all the layers do. Get well in vain space. Paper. Paper, Governor.
You're going to this air raid shelter every night. It is a nuisance.
Well, I don't know. Before it all started, I hadn't been out with my husband for years.
Hello, dearie.
Hello.
Paper, all the layers do.
Hello there. Awfully sorry to be late.
That's probably all right.
Yes, sir.
I guess you've been eating this again.
Thanks, Mr. Pomfret. Sorry you're leaving it, sir.
Well, so am I, in a way. Well, so long.
Good luck. Best
Oh, Mr. Pomfret, I wanted to wish you a pleasant crossing, but you're leaving rather early, aren't you?
To be at the airport when my plane comes in, you got to be on hand to catch him these days.
The early bird and all that kind of thing. I suppose you're looking forward to getting back to New York.
Why not? From now on, I can be found anywhere on 52nd Street between 5th and 6th, any night after 11. You meet 7 days a week, sugar in the coffee. All that in Broadway, too.
Yes, it sounds very nice, sir.
Yeah, doesn't it? But frankly, I never did go much with this shot and shell stuff. If I'm going to collect shrapnel, I'll do it on my own country's time. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Oh, Mr. Pomfret, a cable for you, sir.
Gosh.
Oh, not bad news, I hope, sir.
No, not exactly. Where's Pomfret Street?
Pomfret Street. Oh, that's on the other side of the park, about 4 miles.
Thanks. Well, so long again.
Goodbye, sir. Give me a sugar, will you? I mean a pen. Oh, here, yes.
We hate to see you go, sir.
Thank you, Spavin. See you in the near future, I hope.
I hope so, sir. I'm off with these Jerrys coming over every night, sir. It's a case of maybe you will or maybe you won't, sir. You know what I mean.
Take it easy, Spavin. It's 100 to 1 you'll be cursing out cabbies long after this is over. Hey, cabby.
On the theory that them as is born to be hanged very seldom gets taken off by a bomb, eh, sir?
See?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Spavin?
But if it isn't asking you too much, sir, when you're writing your story for the newspaper over in America, could you sort of mention me like, sir?
I'll see what I can do about it, Spavin.
Thank you, sir. And if it isn't asking you too much, sir, my first name is Archibald.
And if it isn't asking too much, sir, where to?
We have to go to Pomfret Street first. Number 6 and step on it.
Did you hear what he said? Number 6, Pomfret Street.
A blinking elocutionist. Is that what you got your medals for?
One of these days, I'll tip you.
Thanks, I hope so, too. Oh.
As I was saying, way back in 17, me and Porky was on our way back from the Yang. When Porky says to me, "Hello, the Jerry's a bit late tonight, ain't they?"
On the contrary, I think they're a little early. You know, you can't trust those Germans.
No.
Well, as a matter of fact, what did he say?
What did who say?
Your friend, Mr. Porky.
Who's Porky? Oh, here they come.
Prunella, they're over the East End. They won't be coming this way.
How do you know? Did I advise you by telephone? Oh, do hurry, Mummy. They started the concert already. Plenty of time, dear. Please look time.
Here we are, sir. Number 6, Pomfret Street.
Gonna take cover, son? Yes, thank you. Take the bags and duck into the shelter. I've got a call to make.
Right, sir.
And particularly you, Mr. Higgins, you sang that song with much more feeling than I ever heard you sing in church. Now, the next on the program will be... The next on the program will be... Charlie.
And now I know you're all in the mood, and we'll all join together in singing that lovely little ballad entitled, I'd Love to Live in Loveland with a Girl Like You.
Blue, color me your eyes. That's for me.
I'd love to live in Loveland with a
girl like you. Nice voice, those with your eyes. How about an encore? Something more soothing, like a lullaby.
Some other time.
Just a minute. I wanted to say... Thoughtful gesture serving tea during an air raid. An idea of yours or Miss Trimble's?
Oh, mine and Miss Trimble's.
Well, and that would make her about as nice as you, wouldn't it?
Would it?
What I mean to say is, shall we find some quiet corner and talk about that for a while?
You sit in the corner. I have to go upstairs.
Oh, then I'll run along with you.
No, you won't.
But I've got business with Miss Trimble.
Miss Trimble doesn't see agents at night. If you've something to sell, drop round in the morning.
Yeah, but I started to say.
You wouldn't let a little crack on the noggin stop you, would you, Governor?
Eustace Trimble built this house and wishes well to all who shelter here. First old Trimble thinks up a nice sentiment, then he cracks you over the head with it.
Want me to come with you, Governor?
You wait here.
Yes.
Sounds like American, doesn't it?
And now, my friends, we all have a heavy day ahead of us tomorrow. Sleep's essential. Shall we? Lighten our darkness, we beseech thee, O Lord. And by thy great mercy, defend us from all perils and dangers of this night. For the love of thy only Son, our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
I'd like to see Miss Leslie Trimble.
I'm Miss Trimble. What is it?
Well, it's about the house, this house. You wrote you'd like to buy it.
Oh, yes. Won't you come in?
Thank you.
Just a moment. I have a candle here. Oh, you're not Mr. Augustus Pomfret.
No, I'm... Wait a minute. You seem alarmed at the thought that I might be. You got something against the old boy?
Oh, no, except... the matches.
I've got a cigarette lighter.
Thank you.
Sorry you can't go for old Pomfret, but I understand young Gates, his son, is quite a lad, a great personality, and something of a blade.
I can imagine. A dull one. Oh, it's you.
Well, hello. So you're Miss Trimble. You know, in the shelter of the apron. Well, naturally, I thought... Not that it makes any difference. With or without it, you're...
Miss Trimble. You're an American, aren't you? What's your name?
Born Gates Trimble Pomfret. But we don't go much with the double-barrel names back home, so it's Gates T. Pomfret.
I see.
You know, we must be related some way down the line. Sort of brings us closer together, doesn't it?
Does it? Do you intend to light the candle?
The candle, yes. Of course, I know you've reason not to like us. The fact you wanted to buy the house for so long and we wouldn't sell.
What made you change your mind?
It's a good time to sell a house, don't you think? When any minute it's likely to be bombed out of existence.
And if I bought it, I'd be something of what you Americans call a sap, wouldn't I?
And because you don't look the part, I'm wondering why you want to buy.
I hardly think you'd understand. Shall we go into the drawing room?
Sure. Weird old heap has something in common with a pile of bones, hasn't it? Is it haunted?
Every old house with character has its ghosts.
That's so? Where do you keep them?
The ghosts?
Oh, ghosts? I thought you said goats. Oh, well, just a gag.
Americans haven't much feeling for old houses, have they?
Oh, we like them. Up to 10 years. Oh, thank you. After that, of course, being a generous people, we turn them over to the termites.
Yes. Now that you've agreed to sell, what do you want for the property?
Well, I wouldn't want to quote a figure that might embarrass you. Would 2.10 be too much?
You may find it something to joke about, Mr. Pomfret, but amazing as it may seem to you, I do want to buy. Would you consider selling for £2,000?
2,000? Is there oil on the land?
There's nothing on the property except an old house and a few memories.
Oh, yes, the memories. I forgot about them. Well, let's see now. A good memory in first-class shape is worth a little something. The worn-out ones you can pick up at cost. Well, speaking of memories... So that's the masterpiece.
That happens to be a portrait of Admiral Trimble, who built this house.
What'll you take for it?
Would 2.10 be too much? Would you take this?
Sure.
Now, if you don't mind, I'd prefer to transact any further business through my solicitor. The door in the hallway leads down into the shelter. Good night, Mr. Pomfret.
Yeah, but about the house. The portrait. Miss Trimble. Miss Trimble. Trimble, I want to take back all I said and apologize.
Please don't.
I want to. I barged in here like a half-wit trying to be funny without any thought of what I might be doing to your feelings, and I'm sorry.
You didn't know. Besides, there's no reason why you should feel as I do about things. It's merely that I'm rather fond of this house and everything in it.
Born here, weren't you?
My mother and I restored it to what it was originally, nearly as we could. It was a boarding house when we leased it from your family.
Point against us, huh?
Well, it could have been kept in repair and left to some decent family.
But for what good reason? It's just a house, and a very old one at that. Besides, look at the neighborhood. A glue factory, Gas works?
I'm not referring to the surroundings, but to the people who lived here.
The people who lived... You mean the Trimbles and Pomfords? What did they ever do that was so wonderful?
Nothing much. Few contributed to the history of Britain. Others were dull and uninteresting, of course. But somehow, they were all people I'd like to have known.
I frigate carried 36 guns. The Dutchman was a 74. I knew he was a Dutchman by the fluff of his bow.
Go on then, boy. Go on. Whoop, whoop then. Now there's a land admiral. The finest sight this side of London. Oh, take a good look at it, Admiral. You can almost feel the spring of the turf under your feet.
I'm not buying spring.
5 fertile acres, Admiral. 5 miles from the city, so you can never be built over.
How much you want for it?
£20 an acre, sir. £100 a lot. It's a gift, a sacrifice. Half the price of any of the property around here.
Half the price? What's wrong with it?
Nothing, sir. Nothing at all.
Why, what's this?
Oh, that's it. The highwayman.
By thunder! I haven't seen a swinging corpse since my West Indian days, eh?
You don't mind it, sir?
Mind it?
Why, the Admiral used to have one hanging from the yard's arm every day, and a brace on Monday.
Oh, Fitz.
Well, every other Monday.
Mr. Stubbs, I'll buy your land. And the highwayman, too. What's that?
That's a bit of history. Aha, a bit of real history. That ditch and that mound used to be a fortification.
A fortification,
yes,
eh?
Hundreds of years ago, in the year 40 to be exact, a man named Caractacus built a fort there to defend himself against the Roman invasion.
Did he, begad? And he picked a fine spot, too. Hey, Fitz? Strategic. Took the field of fire he'd got for his catapults, huh? And that's the way the invaders came, over the downs and up the valley. That's the way they'll come this time if our parliament doesn't stir itself.
You think there's any danger of invasion, Admiral?
Danger? That little upstart Corsican Bonaparte's been walking up and down there for 3 years, eyeing the cliffs of Dover. He even got plans for a balloon. Thinks he can fly over.
Does the government know about that, sir?
Government? Filing clerks and fuss budgets. I'm not relying on them. I'll build my house in the middle of that fort, and I'll defend it myself. And let them come with their balloons and their barges. And instead of a pinchbeck highwayman, I'll have a general flying from my masthead, eh?
Aye, sir.
I built this house not for myself, but for you and for the others that are coming afterwards. Here, come here. See that cherry tree? That's a nice place for the young lovers to sit, eh?
It's public, don't you think?
Oh, no.
Much more comfortable here.
But lovers must have a place to sit outside as well as in.
Hello. When did you sit for that?
Sit be blowed. I stood for 3 weeks.
Must have been very dry work.
Good idea, young fella. Go down below decks. Well, there's more to a house than bricks and mortar. Something that no builder can put into it. Something he can't take out. It isn't here, it isn't there. You just can't put your fingers on it.
Hello? What's this? That's a fine signal to fly from your ship, Father.
Aye.
Ooh, right snug and secure, too.
Well, a good cellar's part of the foundations. Look here, Billy. I took this myself from a French privateer.
Brandy?
Good stuff, too. Last the family for years. Used on occasions. And this is one, eh, Billy?
Well, here's to our Navy, Admiral.
Blast me, Billy, I don't know what's got into our Navy. Well, they put men like me and Nelson on half pay.
Well, Nelson's been recalled. He's at sea now. God help the French if he ever catches up to them.
Well, what about me? Did the Admiralty forget Lord Rodney ordered my ship, the Zebra, rechristened the Undaunted, in honor of her commander?
Eustace!
Oh, come in, my dear. Just another quick one, Billy.
Eustace!
Coming, my dear. Oh! What hit me? Drat that low arch. I've been meaning to get it altered. There's a storm coming up. Fine house, Admiral. Fine house. It'll be a downside safer if you protect the right flank. Now, if you'd allow me to dig a trench through your graveyard... No. I couldn't do that. And why not, pray? Well, for spiritual reasons. Well, will your spiritual reasons get you when the invaders are sitting on your tombstones, eating frogs, huh?
Don't forget, Father, there is the British Navy protecting your right flank, so why not take it easy now the house is completed?
Completed? The house hasn't begun yet. When there've been weddings and children playing on the stairs...
Just a moment, Father. Whose wedding and children are you speaking about?
Oh, you know very well what I mean.
Yes, I know very well what you mean. You probably have my wife already picked out. Someone substantial to go with the house.
Applewick, this house is built to last. She'll ride out many a gale like this one. And before she comes into her own, she'll see lots of people. Good and bad. Aye, and strange happenings too, no doubt. When a house begins to live...
What's that?
What's what?
Soaked from truck to keel.
Aye. Hey, Lucy!
Poor thing.
Who can she be?
Time enough to worry about that when we get her out of these wet things, then to bed. Bill, take her upstairs. Yeah. And Eustace, bring the warming pan immediately.
Aye.
Poor thing.
What do you make of it, Admiral? A devil of a lot. Saving your presence, Vicar. A storm that'll blow out all your sticks. A young girl left unconscious on my doorstep.
You stay with her, Bill, while I get some dry clothes and a hot drink.
Who's there?
In the name of the law.
Who are you?
William Barstow, Squire of Fenton. Are you the householder?
No, I'm William Trimble, his son.
We're looking for a Miss Trenchard. She was observed from the inn running in here.
That's quite right.
Now, if we might trouble you to bring us the young lady, we'll take her back.
Back to Mr. Ambrose Pomfret, her guardian.
Doubtless she's given you some cock and bull story about being mistreated, but I think I'm the best judge of what's good for her. I happen to be the man that she's going to marry.
It's worse than I thought.
Now, look here, sir. Are you going to hand over Miss Trenchard?
No, Mr. Barstow, I'm not.
Look here, sir. We're within our rights. Habeas corpus. Deliver the body, you know.
Good night, gentlemen.
Mr. Pomfret himself will settle this in the morning.
I can hardly wait. Good shot, mother. Well ahead. Here, be careful of that other one. Leave Bonaparte to me.
It's all right, Father. It's all right. It's just a local skirmish.
Oh,
I didn't know it would go off, but I must have been pointing rather low.
I wish it had been Bonaparte's backside.
And that, and then that. And the last I finished with
I
the
suppose all this time Master Bill was just looking on twiddling his thumbs, eh?
Oh. Hi, Mum.
Isn't it all romantic? Just like a fairy tale.
Yes, she looks a nice little thing in a way. And I really pity her having to go back to that old Barstow.
No, guardian or not, he can't force you to marry a man like that. These are modern times. It's 1804.
Oh, I know, Mr. Trimble, but perhaps I am too modern. After all, a woman rebelling against man's authority is a dangerous experiment. Dear, what am I to do now?
What I would suggest is you remain here with us.
Mr. Pomfret.
Well, now, don't you worry. I've been looking forward to this.
We'll be careful.
Careful? Oh, yes, I shall be most careful.
Mr. Trimble, I believe I owe you an apology for my ward's somewhat dramatic behavior.
I think you owe the apology to Miss Trenchard.
And I must congratulate your mother on her marksmanship. Mr. Barstow won't be able to sit his horse for quite some time.
Yes, you're all very good shots here, Mr. Pomfret.
Come, my dear. We are both grateful to Mr. Trimble for his hospitality, but we must go now.
Miss Trenchard is staying here.
As a lawyer, let me call your attention to Mr. Pomfret's rights in this matter. He has complete control over Miss Trenchard until he relinquishes that guardianship on the day of her marriage.
I'm sure Miss Trenchard is quite well aware of that, too.
That is why I'm staying here. Mr. Trimble and I are going to be married immediately.
Is this true, Mr. Trimble, that you are marrying Miriam?
Are you in the habit of doubting Miriam's word?
My apologies, Mr. Trimble. And may I offer my congratulations? You have an attractive house here. Come, Trip. Good day, sir.
Good day.
And as you do not appear to know it, sir, your fiancée's Christian name is Susan, not Miriam.
Irritating family.
Yes, sir.
Not the first time they've annoyed me.
No, sir.
Pity. Someday they'll have to learn that I can be irritating, too.
He'll be back. You don't know him. He did not believe that story of our marriage.
Then we shall have to invite him to the wedding.
Wedding?
Why, yes, you proposed to me, you know.
I proposed?
Yes, not 5 minutes ago. On those steps over there, you said...
That was just to get rid of Mr. Pomfret.
Oh, was it? But don't get rid of me, Mum. You've compromised me.
I compromised?
You most certainly have. You've announced our marriage before practically the entire county. I insist that you make an honest man of me.
Garden war seems so far away.
Our gardens are worth fighting for. I do wish Eustace would think of his throat. I know he'll have one of my stockings round it tonight. Eustace! Eustace!
All right, my dear, I'll keep it low,
I do wish we women weren't such cowards.
Cowards? We're as brave as men. Braver. We don't need drums and uniforms to do our duty, thank goodness.
Well, I'd rather have a baby than go into battle.
You haven't had the baby yet.
Is she still about? Yes, poor dear. But any minute now.
Well, I'm glad Master Bill's out of the way, chasing them Frenches. It does keep his mind off it.
Yes, but I wouldn't say the Admiral was exactly laughing his head off.
Vicar, why do women have to have babies? Why can't they lay eggs like penguins?
I'm afraid it's an ancient ordinance, Admiral.
You don't have babies, do you, huh? Hello. Hey, they're kicking up an infernal din with your bells, Vicar. What the devil? What's going on?
What's wrong, Fitz? Listen to the bells, bonfires, people shouting.
What's it mean?
It's a victory, a great victory at Trafalgar.
How's that? What do you say?
They say that Lord Nelson has destroyed Bonaparte's entire fleet.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Fitz, you're a great fella. Fitz, do you know what this means? It means we're free from invasion forever.
Ah, but they say Lord Nelson...
They put him on the half-pay list, eh? This is a great occasion, Fitz. Hop off to the cellar and draw me some of that special brandy. Get some for yourself.
But Admiral
Don't
Nelson...
fuss me now. Go and get the brandy.
Aye, sir.
Lucy, where's Lucy? Lucy! Lucy!
I see no occasion to bellow like an elephant when Susan's lying there.
Begad, woman, do you know what's happened? Nelson's done it again. He's destroyed the French fleet. England is saved. 3 cheers for Nelson. God save the king.
Doctor, is it?
Eustace.
A grandson.
Yes, Eustace. And he's saying in his own way, God save the king.
Grandson. Where is he? Let me see him.
In a few minutes, Eustace.
Bill's boy. Born on the day of one of England's great victories, eh?
It would even have been a greater victory, my dear, if you'd been there.
Ah, bless you. What did I tell you, Doctor? There's nothing wrong with our Navy, eh? It's a great day for my grandson to be born, Doctor.
It's a great day, Eustace.
Bill's son. Another Trimble. And he's going to live in a free country.
Admiral Trimble?
What is it that young fellow said, that young poet they're all talking about? Wordsworth. We must be free or die. Who speak the tongue that Shakespeare spake. And we are free.
And Bill has helped to make us free.
Ah, bless him.
What is it, Eustace?
Billy.
Eustace, you can come up now.
On the coach, Mom.
Yes, thank you.
Don't be sad, Mother.
Oh, I'm not sad, darling. It's just that this has been our home for so long.
Ever since before I was born. And that's a terribly long time ago.
Yes, darling, a terribly long time ago. Well, now there are only you and I left, it's much too big for us, isn't it?
My dear Susan, I should have known you at once. Almost as beautiful as ever.
Why have you come here?
That is a very curious question, Susan. I've come to live here. It was I who bought this house. Oh, naturally, I didn't use my own name. You were never, shall we say, very fond of me? And I thought you might make difficulties. Besides, I thought it might be more amusing to buy out your creditors without you detecting my fine Italian hand.
it was you sold us up. I should have known.
You and the Trimbles once did me a disservice. Now I think the account is clear. Goodbye, Susan. Goodbye, Master Trimble.
Do you think you will be happy in this house?
I'm certain of it.
You think you will be happy in a house that loved the people who built it? In a house that will hate your presence every moment you're in it?
A house doesn't love or hate. A house is bricks and mortar.
No, a house is more than bricks and mortar. It is all the people who have lived in it. It is their lives, their joys and their sorrows. It is love, friendship, decency, all the things you have never known. That's why this house doesn't want you.
Spoken like a Trimble, my dear.
Not a very likable old cuss, was he? I mean, he wasn't one of those you would have liked to have known, was he?
Hardly.
Yet I bet he lived to a ripe old age and died lamented by all.
No, Susan Trimble was right. He never spent a happy moment in this house. He always had the feeling that it was never his, but still the Admiral's.
What's the matter with you? Something wrong?
No, sir.
What you gaping at?
I was only noticing that you had rearranged the furniture.
My furniture, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And it's my house, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Well, is there a cherry tree in the garden?
Yes, sir.
Cut it down.
I beg your pardon, sir.
Cut it down. Take it away. I don't want to see it.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Or you. Or anything to do with you. Stop staring at me. Stop staring at me. Stop staring at me, do you hear?
It's no good, Pomfret. This is not your house, and nothing you can do will make it yours. It is the Trimble's house. And it will always be the Trimble's house.
The servants found him the next morning, quite dead.
Quite dead. Oh, now, wait a minute. You're not trying to tell me that the old Admiral... Well, that's as good an explanation as any, I guess.
No one knows, of course, but I prefer to imagine it happened like that.
I see. Yeah, but look, all the Pomfrets could have been bad. There must have been a decent one somewhere along the line, because, well, a Trimble must have married a Pomfret for there to have been a Trimble Pomfret, right?
Yes. I think we better go down to the shelter. One never knows.
But what about that good Pomfret?
Are you interested in butterflies?
Butterflies? Who, me?
I was only wondering if it might have been hereditary. There was an ancestor of yours, a Dexter Pomfret, who was rather partial to them. He was was also interested in reciprocating engines.
Case of Ambleside versus Snodwhistle, it wasn't so. But in the case of Pumperduke versus Gooch, it was so. Then again, in the case of Slops versus Dillwater, it wasn't so.
You mean no?
No.
Nevertheless, Mr. Simpson, I've traveled 5,000 miles to get that portrait of the old Admiral, and I don't intend to return to India without it.
I think the present owner will have something to say about that. His name is Dexter Pumfret.
Well, what of it?
What of it? My dear Miss Trimble, he's the son of the Pumfret with whom your gallant grandfather had a blazing row back in 1804.
For good heavens, surely he can't have a grudge against me because of a stuffy family squabble nearly half a century ago.
That shows you how little you know of the Pumfret family. Sciatica.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That portrait has been in possession of Pumfret's a great many years now. Gallbladder.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And possession's 9 points of the law, you know.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Good day, Mr. Simpson.
Good day.
What sort of a man is Dexter Pomfret?
Oh, quite young. Owns an ironworks. The Pumfret reciprocating engine's quite famous. Also collects butterflies and birds, I believe.
Birds, butterflies, reciprocating engines, and quite young. Well, thank you, Mr. Simpson. Please thank Mr. Weatherby and Mr. O'Donnell, too.
They're dead.
Yes, sir? Madam?
Is Mr. Dexter Pomfret at home?
Maybe he is and maybe he isn't. What name shall I say?
Tell him it's a young lady.
What is the nature of your business?
Butterflies.
Indeed.
Reciprocating butterflies.
I will inform Mr. Pomfret of your arrival.
Bellamy, I've lost my Cerasilis montilla, the one with the charming waistline. I left it among my Papilio xenocles.
Pardon me, sir. I took the liberty of putting it among your Papilio aristogeiton, with which it is entomologically more akin, sir.
Ah, charming little fellow. Exquisite coloring. Ah, look, wonderful waistline. Hmm? Well, what do you want? What are you waiting for?
Sir, there is a young lady downstairs to see you, sir.
A young lady? I don't know any young ladies.
She said she wanted to see you about reciprocating butterflies, sir.
Ah, you've been drinking again. Oh, a likely tale indeed. A young lady coming to my house on a night like this. Now, get out, Bellamy. You're preposterous.
Yes, sir.
She got the portrait, but it never left the house. Dexter Pomfret had a certain charm. She married him.
I cannot agree, Dexter. I really cannot agree.
Mildred, I hear on the very best authority that in private matters our young and gracious queen bends to the authority of her husband, setting a wonderful example to the young matrons of today.
But surely, Dexter, carrying water upstairs for a bath is so old-fashioned.
No. Come here, you idiot. Careful with that trunk. It's not made of iron.
Maybe it should be, dear. Now, that's an idea. Iron trunks.
Don't be silly.
But isn't that what you're going away for? To look for new business? You know, you can't get new business without new ideas.
My dear, allow me to know my own business affairs best.
Then allow me to know my own household affairs best. And I like the idea of having a bath with taps for the water to come out. hot or cold, whichever you want. Do you know, they say you can actually lie down in them.
Disgusting.
Besides, you can have a bath as often as you like.
My dear, are you suggesting that I don't know when I need a bath?
Of course not, dear. You always know.
Then let's hear no more about it. And let me tell you furthermore that ancient Rome lost its greatness when its citizens were enervated by excessive warm bathing.
Oh, darling, do keep still.
Sorry, dear. My dear, since this is our first separation, let me assure you that I esteem you very highly. In spite of the obstinacy which is characteristic of your,
Sexton?
No, gender. Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye, darling.
Madam?
Yes, Bellamy.
Mr. Dabb is in the back of the house.
Very well.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
morning. Now, this is our very latest model. We call it the Windsor on account of Her Majesty having installed one in the castle of the same name. And I understand Her Majesty's taken a very great fancy to it.
Indeed.
Now, this model is equipped with every device known to modern science, both for the horizontal or reclining position or for the vertical position. Well, for myself, I prefer the reclining position, but it's a matter of taste, no doubt. Hand me the cold chisel, Wilkes. Auger. Medium size. Go out and see if the pressure's on. See if the water's coming through.
Oh, Bellamy, the master's coming home sooner than I expected. Oh. Oh. Why, I hope the master won't be very angry. I pray he won't. Do you think my prayers will be heard?
Not with this noise going on, madam.
There you are, ma'am. Finished.
Oh, but it's so big, I never dreamed of a bath this size.
I knew you'd be impressed, ma'am.
And that can thing up there, what's that?
Well, that's the very latest thing, ma'am. So late it's hardly out yet. It's known as a shower. An invention of the firm of Dabbs. Very refreshing, ma'am. Very refreshing.
Refreshing? I don't understand.
Well, all you have to do is to climb these here steps. Here, show the lady, Brooks. Climb these here steps. Step into the bath. Then you fill the reticule with hot water. It steps underneath and soaks that there brush, which is one of our most interesting and up-to-date appliances. You stand beneath, put this here funnel on your head to protect your hair, and pull.
But surely it will wet my clothes.
Oh, Lord bless you, ma'am, you don't wear no clothes.
Oh, the whole thing's impossible. And I never ordered it anyway. You've no right to do...
Don't worry, ma'am. Don't worry. A gift from the House of Dabb. A shower free with every bath. It's our little plan to increase business. Pretty hard just to find these days. Don't your husband find business bad?
My husband. Oh, my husband.
You can't please nobody nowadays.
Oh, Bellamy, how am I to break it to the master?
You'll have to make up your mind quick, madam. He's just arrived.
Mildred?
Oh.
My dear Mildred.
Oh, my sweet. No, darling, don't come up.
Well, why not? I have to change. Sir John Bunn's coming to luncheon and...
How nice, dear, but...
Well, and if I play my cards well, it may mean a partnership with him.
Oh, yes, dear, tea's waiting.
Tea at this time of the day.
Well, would you like a little light refreshment?
No, dear, excuse me.
Oh, darling, to please me.
Well, your manner's very odd. What's the matter? Is that paint I smell?
Paint? No.
What's that noise? Oh, that drunken Bellamy. Excuse me. I'll not have that man monkeying about in my den. I'm going to settle accounts with him once and for all. Bellamy, you scoundrel! What's this? A bath? Take it out. I gave strict orders against it.
Sir, we thought it'd be a pleasant surprise for you.
Take it out, I say. And this, and this, and this, and this, and this. One of my wife's less happy experiments in house planning.
you'll excuse me, I'll have it stopped. See, he's upset now.
But you wanted the bath taken out. A little more brandy, Sir John. Just to take your mind off your troubles.
With 3 iron foundries idle, I'm afraid it'd take more than a little brandy to do that.
Of course, I'm only a woman. You wouldn't be interested. But, you know, there must be some new uses for iron.
What makes you think so?
Oh, no, I can't tell you my idea. It's probably too silly.
Oh, come, Mama. I beg you.
Well, if you want more things made of iron, what about baths?
Baths? What for?
You may laugh, Sir John, but I'm a woman. And I know that in a few years' time, every house in this country will own a bath. 1 million homes, each with an iron bath. A Sir John Bunn bath.
Baths? And you really think there's a future in baths?
Indeed I do. You know, the Queen has already installed one at Windsor.
The Queen? A bath? Since when?
Oh, quite a while, Sir John.
Baths, iron baths. Go, Mum, I think you've hit upon a very good idea.
Oh, it's not my idea, Sir John. It's my husband's.
He thought of it?
Certainly. You know, we have one here. All the latest fittings. My husband insists. Even one of those latest devices called a shower.
You'll laugh, of course, but, you know, I always thought your husband as a businessman was a complete nincompoop.
Oh, Sir John.
So you put in a bath and a shower too, eh?
Oh, no, sir. That was my wife.
Oh, darling, don't be so modest. I've told Sir John everything.
I don't care whose idea it is. That's grand.
It's what?
Let me see it.
Certainly, Sir John. But wouldn't you like to finish your brandy first?
Not while I can see an iron bath and a shower too. Come along. What's all this? We're taking it out, sir. Taking it out? What for? Well, Mr. Pomfret doesn't like it.
Oh, you see, it isn't big enough.
Not big enough? Why, it's big enough for a horse.
Oh, well, Sir John, I know I shouldn't talk about such things. But since it's all for the good of the iron trade, well, the bigger the family, the bigger the bath.
My boy!
For 50 years, the Trimble Pomfrets were like most any other family. With their gallant women, I solemnly pledge myself before God to pass my life in purity, to practice my profession faithfully, and to devote myself wholly to the welfare of those committed to my care.
Seeing you at this moment, Elizabeth, brings me the deep conviction that the proudest words an Englishman can say will be, "My sister is serving with Florence Nightingale."
Cornelia Trimble Pomfret was not the only bride to grace the hallway stairs. They had their quarrels, bitter ones.
You will do as I say. What was good enough for me shall be good enough for my son.
I'm sorry, sir. I disagree with you. Times have changed.
Silence, sir. You will either do as I say or get out of this house and stay out.
One was even knighted.
To our charming host and hostess, Sir Anthony and Lady Trimble Pomfret, long life and happiness.
I am, of course, grattered and flattified. dear, flattered and gratified, naturally, by the very signal honor Her Majesty has done us. I mean the title.
Oh.
I can't think why, really.
Oh, nonsense.
Well, I mean, we don't deserve it.
Oh, yes. 100 times over.
We shall at least try to keep it clean.
That's right, Sir Anthony. Give it a bath every Saturday night in the Pomfret Jubilee tub.
Oh, so it's you, eh?
No, it's my twin sister. Now go on, move them.
Go on.
What's happening?
Oh, a lot of Germans on horses. What kind of stuck-up they do? Yeah, why don't you come outside?
I can't. The front door's jammed. What's going on now?
Oh, a lot of Indian princes and such like.
Cool. What do they look like?
They look like they've been in the sun, they do.
Oh, dear, I think I'll lose my mind in a minute. What's happening now? Oh, Will, Stephen, oh, Will.
So it's all over.
Right, so, Jenny.
Look, my children, there's our Jenny.
I don't seem to remember giving her permission to come out this morning.
She's really quite pretty, you know.
She appears to have washed her face for the occasion.
It's too bad we can't have a jubilee every day of the week.
You'll just stop that. She's a particularly pretty girl.
Personally, I detest that socialistic kind of beauty.
Augustus, really, at times you make me feel a little ill.
Oh, Papa.
Yes.
Why, look, there's that awful Jim Trimble.
Mama, I don't think you should speak like that of Cousin Jim. Edith, he's not our cousin. At least only 3 times removed, and that hardly counts.
Here. How much longer are you going to be staying in the Trimble Pomfret Palace?
Now, look here. I'll thank you to speak respectful about my employer's residence.
Oh, seeing as how my great-grand-uncle both built and lived in the place, I think I got a right to refer to the old home as I please.
Oh, no, you haven't, not by any means. When your great-granduncle lived here, there was no west wing, was there? Nor no electric light, nor no gas oven, nor no telephone, nor no horseless carriage.
Well, what's the idea of having a motor if you don't know how to run it? And who do the Trimble Pomfrets call when the old bus falls to pieces every second Tuesday? Why, Jim Trimble, of course. Oh, Mr. Trimble, we're having a little trouble with our motor. I wonder if you'd mind.
Oh, you're just jealous because you haven't got a horseless carriage yourself. I should think your great-granduncle would spin like a top in his grave if he could see you driving around in that smart coal cart of yours.
Oh, no, he wouldn't. Why, to make him only too happy to think there was one member of the family what could use his hands. And I don't mind telling you...
What?
Well, never you mind. I've got plans, Miss Jenny Jones.
Oh.
Big plans.
Aren't we mysterious?
You're going to get quite a surprise one of these days. Might take your breath away, I shouldn't wonder.
Well, break it to me gently, won't you? You know, my heart's weak.
Will I see you Sunday?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose so.
Well, if you've got anything better to do, of course, it's quite all right with me.
Now, don't get me wrong, Mr. Trimble. I'm quite excited about the idea already.
Don't get too excited, will you? That weak heart of yours won't stand it.
Jim.
Yes?
Nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you, Jenny.
I don't like this motor car.
Why not, dear?
Makes me feel rather foolish.
Well, Papa, you wouldn't feel foolish if you bought the more expensive model I suggested.
Augustus, you must never speak to the steerer of a motor car, dear. Oh, be careful, there's someone coming.
Speed maniac, no doubt. It's disgraceful to drive a horse at that speed.
And I don't like to see Jenny making an exhibition of herself in that way.
Was that Jenny?
Well, I hope this horse loses all its shoes at once.
Don't get excited. Be calm. Why'd you run away? Now, careful, everybody, careful. Not too near, not too near. The fuel is highly explosive, you know. Don't ask me questions at a time like this. I know all about it.
Well.
Why, it's Jim Trimble. Oh.
Huh, looks like you've had a bit of trouble, sir.
Cool. You
might have all been blown sky high.
Jenny, what on earth are you doing here?
Well, your ladyship, it was my afternoon off, and Jim, I mean Mr. Trimble, suggested we might take a nice little jaunt into the country.
Oh, I'm afraid she's smashed up pretty bad, sir.
Well, I've learned my lesson. You may take this thing away at your earliest convenience, Trimble.
Yes, sir. Where shall I take it, sir?
I don't care where you take it. I just hope never to see the confounded thing again, ever.
But, Papa, surely you're not going to throw it away. I'm sure it can be repaired.
Augustus, this is the last time that you or any member of my family ever steps into one of these motors again. Even if they could get the confounded things to work, I see no reason why anybody should want to race through the country at 14, 15, 16 miles an hour.
Well, I never. Why, Jim, it's as good as new.
Better. Did more than 12 mile an hour between here and the yard.
No.
Yes, why, the bobby at the corner of Nugley Street spoke quite sharp about it.
Well, more haste, less speed, they say. Oh, drat that, Bill. I'll be back in a minute.
Here, wait. I'm going away, Jenny.
Going away? Where? When?
As soon as I've unloaded them 10 sacks of coal, then it's down to the sea in ships for me.
What do you mean, Jim? You're taking one of them day trips to market?
Oh, it's a bit further than that, Jenny. I'm off to America.
No.
Yes. I've been saving for this for years, and now I got enough. More than enough, in fact.
Well, what are you going to do when you get there?
Make a fortune, that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, fancy that. Well, send me back a gold nugget or two for old time's sake, won't you?
Oh, don't you fool yourself, Jenny. No man what can work with his hands is going to starve there. I can mend motor cars, maybe even build them. I tell you, Jenny, in 3 more years, we'll be in the 20th century, and big things will be happening. And America's the place where most of them is going to happen.
Oh, but Jim, it's so far away. And all those Red Indians and everything. Oh, there's that bell again.
Ah, you wouldn't have to answer no more bells
Yes?
if you was to come with me.
What, me, Jim? Why, I've never been further than the Isle of Wight.
Oh, what's the Isle of Wight got to do with it? Now, come on, Jenny. What's your answer?
Now, don't rush me, Jim. After all, I don't get asked to America every day of the week. I'm not used to it.
It's your big chance, Jenny. Why, most of the girls I know would jump at it.
Oh, would they? I suppose you've been trying it out on some of them.
No, there's no need to turn nasty.
Oh, I'm not turning nasty. Only I don't want no pistol put at my head. Besides, it don't seem right somehow.
Oh, don't it? All right, Miss Hoity-Toity. You've had your chance and you've missed it. I'll empty those 10 sacks and I'm off.
Oh, you can empty 100 sacks for all I care.
Yes, and you can answer 100 bells for all I care. You ain't got no ambition. That's what's wrong with you. Well, you can take this and think yourself lucky.
Oh, haven't you got a nerve?
Jenny! Jenny!
Oh, I hate you.
Oh, pray don't hurry. There's all the time in the world. Your face!
Well, it wouldn't be my Aunt Mabel's, would it? Come on, get out of the way.
Some seem to let their manners alone.
Oh, you... Your face! Get one look at yourself, dear. It wouldn't do you any harm.
Come into the garden, Maud, for the black bat night is flown.
You did ring Miss Edith, didn't you?
Oh, no, we were tolling the bell because we thought you were dead. Edith.
Witty as well as pretty. That's Miss Edith.
You really should try to be a little more prompt, Jenny. Remember, punctuality is the politeness of kings.
Yes.
What have you been doing to your face? You look like a Hottentot.
Oh. Oh, my goodness. Oh, dear.
One.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Miss Edith. I'll just run downstairs and clean up.
No, Jenny, you can do that later. Will you pour the tea, please?
Yes, Miss Julie.
And try and remember, Jenny, that cleanliness is akin to godliness.
Yes, miss.
Come into the garden, Maud, for the black bat night has flown. Come into the garden, Maud.
2.
No, only one lump, please, Jenny.
Oh.
I'm here at the gate, alone.
And the woodbine spices are wafted abroad, and the musk of the rose is blown. Oh, yes. Sentimental drivel.
You have no soul, Augustus. Jenny, did you take leave of your senses? I asked for a cup of tea, not a bowl of syrup. And how many times have you told me not to talk like that to the servants? Oh, pish and tush.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Edith. I'll make you another one.
Thank you. I thought you were going for a bicycle ride. And so I am, but I'm not in the mood yet. Tush. Jenny, will you give me my yellow dress, please?
Yes, miss.
That wretched Jim Trimble doesn't have to make all that noise, and he only does it to annoy us, too.
Jenny?
Good gracious. He's got our motor down there. He's put it together again.
Oh, what a man. Jenny!
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Julia. I don't feel very well. Do you mind if I go?
Oh, you poor child. You'd better lie down for a little while.
Oh, no, really, I'll be all right.
Don't cry, you'll feel much better.
Wait! Wait,
Will you kindly tell me what's going on in this house? Where are you going?
America!
To Charles Bravin, in appreciation of his devoted services as butler of this household, £100. The sum of £20 to each of the other servants. Excuse me, Lady Trimble Pomfret, but this dust...
Shanks, this room has not been touched since my husband's death. I intended to do nothing until I was fully acquainted of his wishes. Please proceed, Mr. Shanks.
To conclude, the rest of my property, both real and personal, I leave to my poor wife.
Poor?
The poorer. By reason of his death, I've no doubt, Lady Trimble Pomfret.
Please proceed, Mr. Shanks.
Especially this house, which has been our home and refuge for so many happy years. This little nest in which our dear children first saw the light of day.
Dear, indeed. Augustus in America and the two girls in the south of France. They didn't even come home for the funeral.
In the unhappy event of my wife's death, I will and bequeath the said property to my dear son Augustus and the long line of Trimble Pomfrets he will, I trust, beget.
Do you understand that it was Sir Anthony's wish that I should continue to live in this house?
I don't see that any other interpretation is possible.
Hey, Governor, what should we do with this news?
Oh, put it in the attic with the rest of the junk.
Aunt Caroline, couldn't we jellygraph these menus instead of me typing each one by hand? It would be so much quicker.
It might be quicker, but it wouldn't have the class. That's what makes the difference between a hotel and a boarding house. Little things like that. And having the menus in French.
I don't see that it matters so long as we feed them. Nut cutlets. Calling them croquettes de noisettes doesn't make them any better.
Mr. Fulcher?
Oh, Mrs. Ismay.
Is there something that you want, Mr. Fulcher?
Well, no, not exactly. That is, my wife...
Yes, your wife, Mr. Fulcher?
Yes, my wife asked me to speak to you about one or two little items which seem to her to be amiss. There's the bath water. It's not quite as hot as she could wish. Oh, and then there's a little question of soup. It seems, well, my wife thinks it might be a little more plentiful.
You mean she wants more soup?
That's right. Oh, I beg your pardon. It's S-O-A-P, soap.
Mr. Fulcher, perhaps Mrs. Fulcher doesn't realize there happens to be a war on.
I'll remind her.
Major Garrow's bill.
Oh, thank you.
I'll see that you get it.
Hey, Fulcher.
Good evening, I'm sure.
Good evening, Major.
Good evening, Major.
Major, please. Major, I was going through the accounts today, and I find that yours is a little overdue.
Oh, don't you worry your pretty little head about that. This news is far more interesting than the accounts.
But, Major...
These Americans are coming over in droves. By the way, have you killed the fatted calf?
Fatted calf?
For the conquering hero, isn't he coming home tonight?
Oh, Captain Barringer.
Yes, got his picture in the evening paper. Here he is. Fine boy. Now listen to this. In accordance with the new plan of the government for extended leave to our heroes of the air, the first of these will be Captain Archibald J. Barringer, V.C. DSOMC, who arrives in London this evening. Handsome young buck, eh?
Yes, very. He's like his mother, isn't he?
Yeah, like his mother. Well, but I mean to say, V.C. DSOMC. Fellow's only been out there 8 months and gave up every possible medal he can get. I spent 20 years of my life in India and all I got was a medal for the Durbar. This young fellow's the most talked of young fellow in the whole of England. We've got to give him a rousing welcome. How about a little aeroplane made of sugar for the dining room table?
Sugar? In wartime?
Oh, then we can eat it later on.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't think Mr. and Mrs. Barringer would want any fuss made, nor would he.
No fuss at all. But after all, everybody's dying to meet him, aren't you?
Of course.
All the girls will be after him, all the pretty girls. Not that there are many left, except you. And, of course, Madame Gabby.
Gabby, Madame Gabby.
Still Gabby to me.
Oh, hello there. Almost done.
No, all right, thanks.
Young man's getting pretty frisky.
He's getting out of hand. Oh, Captain, here's a letter for you.
Letter? Oh, good. I know that scent. It's Madame Gaby.
Bonsoir, Capitaine.
Bonsoir, Madame. Who's it from?
It's from your mother.
Mother?
Oh, no, Henry, of course not. Good evening, my dear.
Good evening, Mrs. Barringer. You've no idea how excited everyone is.
Well, we're a little bit excited ourselves, aren't we, Henry?
Well, it wouldn't be too much to say that we were mildly excited.
I'm going to put these on the table.
Oh, let me.
No, I'll do it.
Andrew.
Marge, you have arranged well. I hope you haven't been working too hard. You're looking tired. Is your head aching?
Oh, no, I
Look,
couldn't
Mr.
do that.
Barringer. Chase.
What? Why, say, Edam.
Of course, Archie loves it.
I know he does, but how did you know?
Aha, I told her so.
Look, they've all got flags.
Oh, look, Henry, they've all got flags.
Oh, look here. Burgundy.
Yes, it's from the cellar. Very precious. Almost the last.
There he is.
He's there now, Mum. There's the captain now.
Oh, he's a jolly good fellow. Oh, he's a jolly good fellow.
Oh, he's a jolly...
No, it's not Barringer. It's not your boy, it's someone else.
Oh, it isn't him, Henry.
Oh, well, he'll be here.
Well, if it isn't Barringer, who is it?
I don't know. Looks like an American soldier.
Is that you, Marjorie?
Yes, it's Marjorie.
I want to meet Barringer.
You shall. Won't he?
Of course. Come along, we're in the way here.
Oh, yes. So sorry.
Trimble Hall?
Yes, sir. That's,
You're an American, aren't you?
Oh, yes, sir.
How do you do? My name's Garrow, Major Garrow. Very, very glad to have you fellows over here.
Thank you, sir. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
Fine. Have you got a room with a bath for tonight?
Well, we have a room and we have a bath, but as a matter of fact, we have two bathrooms. But did you want a private bath?
Well, it doesn't matter. I just want to stay here for tonight.
Will
Excuse me.
Will you register, please?
Thank you.
Trimble,
Yes.
I'll show you to your room. Mr. and Mrs. Barringer, Mr. Trimble.
How do you do?
I'm glad to know you.
How do you do?
Oh, and that is Mr. Fulcher.
How do you do?
How do you do?
How will this do?
Oh, this is fine, fine. It's just swell. It's great.
Good as that?
Oh, you don't understand. You see, I've heard all about this place, and it's a real bit of old England. What?
What?
I didn't say anything. I just said what. You know, like Englishmen always say when they finish saying something. What? Or don't they?
Only when they're asking a question.
Oh.
How did your name happen to be Trimble?
Well, it's a long story. You see, my mother used to live in this house.
Oh, and that's how your name happened to be Trimble?
Uh-huh. Well, sort of. She was a housemaid here, and Dad was the Trimble, see?
Oh, a romance and they eloped.
A romance, uh-huh. You know, if you don't mind my saying so, I've always heard that English people are awful cold. But you're not.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean the way you welcome people. Gosh, the welcome I got downstairs, I've never seen anything like it. Everybody was standing at the door and singing, and then they cut off suddenly.
That wasn't for you. That was for Captain Barringer.
Oh, and all the time I thought, Captain Barringer?
Yes.
You don't mean Captain Barringer, the flyer?
Yes. You met his mother and father downstairs just now.
Gosh, and he's coming here?
Yes, fancy you knowing about him.
Knowing about him? Well, every kid in America knows Archie Barringer. Golly. Maybe I can buy him a drink.
Maybe.
Oh, say, maybe I can buy him a couple of drinks. Golly, I feel wonderful. Must be the English air.
I'm very glad.
Oh, wait a minute. Could you put a bottle of champagne on ice?
I rather doubt the ice.
You're not going to doubt the champagne, are you? Well, what time's dinner? Can I write a letter home before?
Oh, yes, sir. On account of, because dinner's been put off half an hour, sir. Captain Barringer hasn't come yet, Miss Marjorie.
Captain Barringer hasn't arrived yet.
That's what I said.
I heard you.
I'll see you later.
Could I do anything for you, sir?
What?
Could I do anything for you, sir?
Maybe.
Wait.
Please.
Since the war, things have been very quiet at this time of the year.
The American soldier.
Oh. Mamie? Mamie? Mr. Trimble.
Oh, how do you do?
Oh, how do you do? You come with me. I'm so sorry. All the single tables are gone.
That's all right. Where's the champagne?
What's he like?
Are you alone?
Sure.
You're not going to drink all that, are you? We shall have to carry you out.
Say, where's Captain Barringer?
Oh, he hasn't arrived yet, sir. We're expecting him at any minute.
Oh. What is this, croquettes de noisettes?
Oh, nut cutlets.
Nut cutlets?
Yes, today's a meatless day. Oh, they taste all right, but no, they don't stay with you. Leave a sort of hollow feeling. And then the fish.
Oh, here?
Yes. Sole bonne femme. Codfish.
Oh.
I've got a sister-in-law in America.
What? You have a what?
I've got a sister-in-law in America.
You have?
Yes. Lives in Chicago.
In Chicago?
Suppose you haven't run into her. Her name's Smith.
Smith?
Lily Smith. Red hair. Natural. At least it used to be. I haven't seen her for a long time. I dare say she touches that now.
May I?
Oh, yes, Mr. Barringer.
Excuse this intrusion, please.
Oh, yes.
My name is Barringer. We met out there.
Yes, I remember.
My wife and I saw that you were all alone here, and we wondered if you wouldn't join us.
Why, that's very nice of you, sir. You're expecting your son, are you not?
I'm sure I'd be very happy to meet a brother in arms, shall we say.
Well, thanks. Can I bring the giggle water?
You met my wife.
Oh, yes. How do you...
I'll lay at another place, Mr. Barringer.
Please,
Archie should be here, but traveling in England is so uncertain these days.
I guess so. Oh, don't hold up your dinner on account of me, please.
No. We're waiting for Archie anyway.
They're keeping his hot.
Oh, good.
I guess you people don't realize what it means to me to be in London, and the very first night to meet, well, the parents of a great guy like Archie Barringer.
It seems so funny to think of Archie as a great guy. He isn't really. No more than any of the others.
He's only 21, you know.
21, is that so?
That's all.
You see, to us, he's just Archie. hard, Archie, isn't he, Henry?
Yes, that's about what he is.
Seems only yesterday he was riding his bicycle and playing with his carpentry sets. He was always very mechanical, you know.
He's the sort of boy who can make anything work, you know. I never could make anything work. Not even the simplest thing.
Always on his birthday, we used to ask him what he wanted. It was always a mechanical set. He used to make model airplanes.
Is that Archie, dear?
No, Henry. Of course, then we never thought anything like this war would happen, or that he'd be killing people. Seems so unlike Archie. He was always such a gentle boy.
Is that Archie?
No, dear.
Oh. You must be very, very proud of him.
What's going on out here? Is it Russ?
Yes.
Is he coming? No. Never. Let me call Mr. Barringer. Please, please let me go.
Don't do that.
It was one Christmas, and my wife had made a cake, put in it a lot of little charms, you know, Stephanie bit and thimbles and a lucky horseshoe. Oh, very silly, I expect. But my son got the lucky horseshoe. He bit onto it. Broke his tooth, as a matter of fact.
Oh, too bad.
But he always kept it. The horseshoe, I mean. I often wonder if he still has it. I have felt, not quite seriously, of course, but I felt that perhaps it was that brought him luck and kept him safe all this time. Do you think so, my dear? What's the matter?
Can I...
Excuse me. Nan? Oh. Thank you. Doing?
My head. I'm cold.
Would you like to lie down for a while?
No, Henry. No, I don't want to lie down.
you like a drop of brandy?
No, thank you, Henry. I don't want any brandy.
How about a cup of tea?
Yes, a cup of tea would be very nice. And Henry, go back to the young man.
You want to be alone, don't you?
Where did it happen? When did it happen?
Of course, there are no particulars yet.
Oh, it's bad luck. Poor old Barringer.
Mrs. Barringer told me he was only 21. Just a baby.
Oh, just a baby, I'd say. He shot down 21 planes, didn't he? It was 21 planes he shot down, wasn't it?
Hush, Mr. Barringer.
Oh, Trimble, come on, let's finish our dinner. Marjorie, bring him in, will you?
I want to speak to Barringer. I want to speak to Barringer. Sir, bad luck, sir. Some of us got off too darn well.
Shall I go up to Mrs. Barringer?
No, she would like to be alone, I think. Would you join us at the table, dear? Very good of you to bring this wine.
Shall I open it?
What? Oh, well, of course, yes.
How long is your leave?
24 hours.
Oh, is that all? You must, I'm afraid this isn't a very cheerful sort of thing. We must arrange a theater or something, Marjorie. 24 hours from when?
This afternoon, Winchester.
Well, let's see, there's the Zoo and the Tower of London and what else is there, Marjorie?
Westminster Abbey?
Yes, yes. It's a very beautiful city, I think. Thank you, Mamie. Let me do it for you. Here we go. To America and England.
If you don't mind, sir, I'd like to drink to Archie Barrett.
You're very kind.
It's after 11, you know.
Yeah, I know. Well, we've seen the kitchen and her bedroom, and I promised Mother I'd take a look at the whole house, so if you don't mind.
So dirty and damp, Heather.
Mother used to say there were ghosts. What's the matter?
I've dropped my glasses. Careful you don't
Oh,
tread
I'm
on
sorry.
them.
I'll help you.
Oh.
I did it. Oh, I'm awfully sorry. They're broken right and
Don't think about it.
terribly sorry. You, have another pair of them, do you?
No, as a matter of fact, I haven't.
Well, say, you look much better without them.
This is the cellar you wanted to see.
Much better. Oh, yes.
Oh, look out, you don't bang your head. Everyone does.
Oh, thanks. Well, I don't see any ghosts down here.
That's the ghost that frightened me. It's the black beetles.
What?
Black beetles.
There's one right there.
Oh, you horrible.
So she's afraid of beetles.
More than air raids.
Say, it's funny. You're the first English girl I ever ran into.
Am I?
Would you write to me? Would you? Because it takes an awful long time to get a letter from home.
Haven't you got a girl at home who writes to you?
Oh, well, I only got my mother's on. You got a fellow that writes to you, haven't you?
I've got my brothers.
No one at all?
They're all I've got.
How long have they been in France now?
Since the beginning.
They're well and safe.
Yes, say a prayer for them every night.
Gee, that's swell. Would you say one more?
One more.
Well, sort of a prayer for a stranger?
I will. Well, you've seen the cellar.
What's this? Eustace Trimble built this house and wishes well to all who shelter here. AD 1804. Gee, that's swell. It really is swell, you know?
So you leave in the morning?
Yeah, in the morning. Bright and early. Well, early anyway.
You'll be cold. You better put your coat on.
I don't want the coat. Englishmen go without their
Come
coat.
on.
Silly, I don't
Put your
need
coat
the
on.
coat. Why?
You'll be late. You better hurry.
No, I won't. Oh, I'll get it.
Don't you know that there's a war on?
I heard about it. Come say goodbye.
I am saying goodbye.
No, I mean at the train.
I work here, remember?
And in one little hour, you'll be back here, honest.
Yes, I'll be back and I'll have no job.
I can fix that.
How?
Come to the depot and I'll tell you.
I can't. Go on.
All right, that's the way you feel about it. The war can wait.
Goodbye, sir. And come back.
Thanks. You sure you don't want to hear what it is we can do if you lose your job? Don't you want to hear?
Oi, if you don't stop hanging about, you will make no Victoria Station and there'll be no 1220.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, I heard. Please, Marjorie. Get going, Bob.
What else, Bob?
He has as yet made little progress towards his goals. We owe this to the determined fighting and self-sacrifice of our troops. Words fail me to express the admiration which I feel for the splendid resistance offered by all ranks of our army under the most trying circumstances. Many amongst us now are tired. To those I would say that victory will belong to the side which holds out the longest.
Just how long?
Ah, the Major is right.
Yes.
Good morning, Major.
Not such a very good morning, Mrs. Bellinger. You've seen the news, of course.
Not good?
Very bad.
What did the Major say? What's bad? What's the news?
Good morning, Major. The sun's out.
Oh, really?
Yes. Morning. Morning. Good morning. Morning, lady. Enjoying breakfast, I hope? Good.
Here's Captain Martin.
Hello, my boy.
Hello, Skipper.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Just as pretty as ever.
Didn't you?
Yes, yes. Hello, sweetheart.
Oh, stop it.
Where's your husband?
He's golfing.
Really? Jolly good day for it, isn't it? Oh, Mrs. Esme. Look as though you found a marble and broke a window.
Oh, it's the news, Captain. Haven't you seen the papers?
Of course I've seen the papers. And there's a jolly good article in them, too. One here signed by a chap called himself Non-Doubter. Sir, if, as Sir Douglas Haig says, our backs are to the wall, could it be possible that there is forming in our midst a new light brigade? A light brigade of doubters, defeatists, and amateur strategists? A light brigade who, at the brave words, our backs are to the wall, permit themselves the morbid ecstasy of resignation to blackness and defeat? And will that light brigade turn back the pages of their warped memory, if they can? To the other light brigade of Balaclava, the brigade that inspired the poet Tennyson to cry out in pride.
America? Yes. It's a letter from his mother. He's written and told her about us. Ned has written to me about you, and I'm sending you our greetings and a hug and a kiss for my daughter-in-law. It's charming. When the war is over and we can all be together again, I'm coming to England to pay you a visit. I'm so happy.
the better. Oh, I quite understand.
Yes, Mrs.
I'm going to get a drink.
And the roses will fade in the summertime, though a rose may be far apart. There is one rose that flies not in Piccadilly. 'Tis the rose that I keep in my heart.
Oh, roses are blooming in Piccadilly.
Who's that? Who's that? Poacher!
You look much better without them. Much better. A prayer for a stranger.
I will. Shortly after that, the hotel failed. Mother never could bring herself to leave here. She took over the lease, restored the house with the money my father left her.
And now, there's only you. You know, it's funny. It all seems part of some prearranged plan. I mean, the way the Trimbles and Pomfrets manage to get together every now and again. Doesn't it?
Each generation does seem to find its way here somehow. They're coming closer.
It's a close one. You scared?
No, I don't think so. That's strange. I'm usually frightened out of my wits.
That helps.
How do you mean? Oh, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just took hold and it was hard to let go.
I see. You were saying... you wanted to buy the portrait of Admiral Trimble. You understand now why I'd rather not sell it.
Oh, that's all right. It should remain where it is, in the family. That is, there should be a family.
That one didn't have a name on it, did it, sir? No.
I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid, children. Don't be afraid.
It's a shame.
Yes, isn't it?
Well, come on, sir. We can use you.
Sure.
You all right in here?
All hale and hearty, friend. Thank you.
There goes the all clear. It was only Jerry unloading on his way home.
Now we can go home, eh?
Tough old bird. Even the Jerrys couldn't budge him, could they?
No. But I'll have to.
Why?
Can't very well leave him up there. Out in the open.
Instead of moving him, why don't we build up around him?
Build again? What for? This?
I understand how you feel. You loved an old house. And now it's gone. But the memories you treasured, they're not destroyed. So let's build again. He would, wouldn't he?
Yes, he would. He'd build for shelter, happiness, decency, dignity. Everything that a home should stand for. So much of earth, so much of heaven. Oh, but he'd want to make sure first that this would never happen again.
You bet he would. And that's our job. Yours and mine. Don't you think he'd like that?
I'm sure he would.